So, how's that look, eh? You can join in some of the assembly here, and I'll fast forward through it so you can see it in a time lapse. Okay, so that's roughly the frame. Now I'm going to put it on top of the cart so that I can wheel this beastie around and work on whatever side. I made this cart up so I can set it now on here, and then the rest of the parts will knit into place. It's light enough that it's manageable. So you can see I can move it around, work on the back, work on the front. I can get up underneath here, check for square, and then I'll tag these down to the cart. Remember where your framing goes. It's important to make sure your framing's on the right side. Perfect in some spots, that'll get filled with epoxy, but I'm level across the top. So that's the next thing actually, is to check for level. It's no good just doing square. It's just touching the line, and that's okay as long as it's just touching the line over here. And we're sort of touching the other line. So that's what you want to know. You don't want to have a twisted boat. I'll ram a little shim under here, cedar shim, just to lift this one side up here. Doesn't look too bad. But anyways, I'll shim it regardless and get where the main frames are true. And so there's a little adjusting. And after you do that, you want to check your square. I'll go again from corner over to corner. As long as you go from two equal places and you make sure that they're, the distance, level, and square. It's kind of what you got to do. Now I have level. Happens to be perfectly level on both bubbles. And what you see here is I just threw in a shim. Back at it. I'm dry fitting this stuff so that I can see where I have to put the glue. The glue is pretty messy. Okay, if you noticed, I used the level and leveled underneath this frame because now on the curve it's a little harder to do it up at the top. Okay, since glue costs money, what I was doing there is taking any squeeze out glue and spreading it and filling the odd screw hole and defect here and there before I moved on. So that's pretty good. Wow, moving right along. Very cool. I just put a brace across the back so that it just hangs there, and I marked where I can put my glue, and we'll go from there. Okay, what you just saw me do is I used a chunk of wood here. Because I moved the cart, who's to say the cart's that stable that it didn't twist a little bit. But anyways, I moved the cart and that made everything out of level. So I had to re-level her up. And the back was level, the front wasn't. So before the glue sets, I wanted to make sure it's all levels. Clean up some of my glue. If you wait, this is PL Premium construction adhesive that I'm using, and it's quite good. Once it's set a bit, you wait about an hour, it gets leathery, and then it'll just scrape off and it doesn't leave a mess. So that's the best scenario. Let's take a walk around. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So, how's that look, eh? Pretty darn good. Frames are set up on the cart. Yeehaw.